Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Love looking to throw it. A quick pass here to Godwin. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play, and 3rd down defense, something we got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And take it right on the 30. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason. That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Griffin. That's complete. It's Collins. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. From the 24, Griffin. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a first and goal.
And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's first and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defense in front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up second down and a bit farther.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Gibson. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. This Tampa Bay defense, they held strong on the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. Here's Griffin to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Will Lutz on for the point after. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They trail here early in this division round game as they seek a spot in the NFC title bout. On 1st and 10, Love. A check down here to Jones. Not much there, only a yard. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Throwing. Love. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking downfield for Godwin. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. From the shotgun, Griffin. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now Griffin on 1st down. He finds his man, complete. It's Bowers. Touchdown, Washington! A great play there. 37 yards. And Washington going to add on to their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and the result, a touchdown for Washington. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Back now comes Tampa Bay. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. We got him. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. Jones breaking from the contact. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Love from the gun. He finds his man, complete. That's Nicholson. 7 yards, the pickup there. Throwing again on 2nd down. Love. Over the middle, complete. It's Nicholson. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team, because number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And here's Jones again on 2nd down. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on 4th. Working out of the gun. Love airing this one out for Evans. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. He decided to go for it there to try and kickstart things.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Griffin. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A big play there on the catch and run.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
From the red zone now, here's Griffin on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bowers. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
From the gun, it's Griffin. He's got it. Touchdown, Washington. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
The Bucs will look to add the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now Love. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, Love. Incomplete. I tell you what, CD, this Washington defense, very strong in the victory last week.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. 2nd and 8. A give to Jones. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Love now. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Love now to pass on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Beck. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Matt Hawk now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And it's safe to say he has been getting his money's worth in this one.
I would agree with that totally. Being able to go back and launch it and air it out. And let's face it, it's not just him stepping back and flinging it, though. You've got to have someone who can go get it. And that's important for any offense. Someone who can stretch the field, or as they like to say, take the top off of a zone defense, open things up, because then you can come back and throw underneath and gain some pretty good chunks of yardage as well.
He's ripped the top off of whatever defense they've been playing. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Throwing now, Griffin on first down. Got a man, it's De'Ami Brown, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. 21-0 our score after 1. second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. On 2nd and 7, Griffin. This will be caught by Brown.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And some room to maneuver. Past the 20. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch. Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there was absolutely no one who was going to stop him. Wants to try to add the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So that drive, 4 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And not much room there, so get it up only to about the 21. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. To throw now. Here's Love. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete. The Bucs on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. Love looking to throw it. Airing this one out for Evans. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And to be honest, this first half hasn't been anything they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the give, this is their fullback. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. To pass, here's Jordan Love. This is caught by Evans. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
First time into the red zone for the Buccaneers. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Here's Love. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder. And I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this,
and
it is cold, it's also slip that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw again on second down. Griffin.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed down him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So on fourth down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the second quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. On third down, Love. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. And all the way down to the 12. A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing. Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Beck. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Love, this is 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, They just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And here comes a return from just and all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that challenge, a successful one. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
To throw again on second down. Griffin. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Here's Griffin. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 48 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's Griffin. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. 7 yards the pick up there. Working with a 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Griffin. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll run with Gibson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. They're going on 4th down. It's Griffin. And he finds McLaurin. Touchdown! Terry McLaurin with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
They took a pretty big risk right there going for it on fourth down. But, hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, fourth down, they went for it.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense.
Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter. They're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion. Anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback, and they'll get him down here at the 23. Jordan Love ready on first down here.
To Evans on the slant.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Play action this time with Love. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Deron Payne, the big D tackle there to make the stop. From the 45 on second down. Love. He finds his man. Complete. It's back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 10. Love from the gun. Airing this one out for Evans. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
On is the punter Hawk as he gets this one away.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success.
There he goes, right side. The 20. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead. Well, we know that he can beat you in a number of ways. He can catch it short, he can take it long, or he can do what we just saw right there, catch it and then run with the football.
Bucs with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the...
Rush coming, and he's taken down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Well, he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. The give to the fullback on the dive. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on Divisional Round Weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful Divisional Round Weekend. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down.
The end result was brute force on brute force. But think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 33. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Griffin, and he's brought down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And they did have some success running the football in those first 2 quarters. And that might be something they continue to work on as they try to get back in this game. Meanwhile, for Washington, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 of the 22-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the 3rd quarter. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
64 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
And bulldozing his way through.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield now, here's Griffin. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on first. From the 44, Griffin.
That one is slant to McLaurin.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Second down and 8.
Griffin. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Bowers. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 15-yard line.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Once again, Griffin. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin.
Touchdown, Washington.
Terry McLaurin saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Love now. Looking downfield for Godwin. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
The time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Take him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know when a mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now it's Griffin. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Not much there, only a yard.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off at the 39. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart at points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback, get a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out. 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw now. Here's Love. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now Love. And this is going to be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far.
111 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup.
When you see a big-time run to the outside, it always comes back to setting the edge, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and they were perfect in setting the edge there.
And the funny part is, both sides of the ball talk about it. The offense has to set the edge so you can get outside. The defense wants to set the edge to control things so they can kick the run back inside.
Offense wins there.
Offense won big.
That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Griffin.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Griffin. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 32-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here's a give to Gibson.
Pushes him over. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Well, partners, my old man used to say, make sure you strap up tight if you're going to try to stop one of those big horses out there. As you just saw there, this guy does not go down easily.
They'll run here with Gibson.
Trucks over him. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
We got three, fellas, we got three. Check, 45 to the check.
Griffin. And it's caught. And he's brought down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execute.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And this Washington offense continuing to add to their lead.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rush in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him. And he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main guy.
Lutz with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and the result, a touchdown for Washington. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Back now comes Tampa Bay.
They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Again, it's Jones.
And boy, this burgundy and gold defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again.
A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
This is caught by Evans. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game.
But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Fighting through. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Love.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Jonathan Allen in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
And time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
And he is just 1 reception away from 10 in this game. I don't know what they need to do defensively, but something has to be altered, does it not?
I know that whenever we tried to cover a person who's having a game like this, you're trying to vary what you're doing, trying to change things up, hoping to fool him occasionally. If not fool him, fool the quarterback so maybe he doesn't read the coverage correctly. Right now, though, they're in pretty good sync.
A huge play there for Washington.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
A handoff for Gibson.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 25 on 2nd down. Griffin, quick hitter here, it's complete. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more.
Touchdown! Terry McLaurin, a 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Taking it about the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Here's Love. It's caught here by Adams. His second catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's second down. To pass. Here's Jordan Love. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Love looking to throw it. But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Allen able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
52's the mark, boys. 52. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Another try after the first down sack. Love caught on the right side by Adams.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 46 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He finds his man, complete. That's Nicholson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They go bootleg. Love.
This one swung out here to Jones.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Love now to pass on 1st down. Fighting to stay upright. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jonathan Allen, his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Nicholson. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Throwing. Love. Throw left side complete. That's Nicholson. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Ouch, you thought you had the defensive stand. Roughing the passer wipes it out.
What does every defense talk about? 3 and out, right? Thought they were able to get off the field. Not so.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They'll go again to Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
From the gun, Love. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And for the second time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, this from 33. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
He has been a factor in a multitude of ways. Over 100 yards rushing. He's approaching that number in the receiving category, too.
And you know why I've always respected guys who can have these types of games? As a runner, you're going through a pile. People are raking at the football all the time. Your hands take a beating, okay? And to be able to still go out and catch the football in open field after going through that, that guy's dynamite.
He's been dynamite in this game so far. We'll see defensively if they have an answer because they need to come up with something.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 7. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Gibson. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Here's Griffin. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, Griffin. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
1st down, Love to pass. And that's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from second to third down. Working out of the gun. Love. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. The time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
They'll run. It's Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Now Gibson.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27.
Washington on 3rd down.
They've had good success. 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, Griffin.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over.
Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
Following the interception, Love. And that's complete to Adams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They'd go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Love. And a catch right side by Evans. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jonathan Allen in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense. That entire team, but really this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I noticed you used the word sparked. because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Antoine Winfield up from the secondary with a tackle.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Now a throw here to his running back.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Washington on 3rd down.
5 out of 9 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Griffin.
Got an open man. Finds Gibson.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Griffin. And this one is incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And he finds McLaurin. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
They'll throw on first down with Griffin. Got him in. It's Brown. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
They'll run with Gibson.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
A carry for Gibson.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
Washington moving on as we say so long, everybody. Thanks for watching.